Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Detroit Tigers franchise mode here in MLB The Show 21. So in last episode we had our best season yet, and we finished, I think it was 81 and 81, so we finished right around 500, and it was a pretty good year for the most part by comparison to our other seasons. Yeah, we finished 81 and 81, and we finished only 9 games back of the wild card, which is a lot of games, but it's mainly due to the Astros and the Royals being pretty good teams. So we just got to keep on building up this roster, and I think this team has a chance to definitely make the playoffs. Maybe next season even, maybe the season afterwards, but we are getting better. It's mostly because we're a really good pitching team, but we do need to get our power and stuff up there a bit. So I'm very excited to see how our team looks for next year. Like also a lot of our younger prospects, as I was mentioning, we're playing pretty good. Chauncey McElroy had his best season yet, I would say, with that 3.21 ERA and a 1.13 WHIP. Gerald Martin had a fantastic first season with a 15-8 record, so he won us most of our games. David Jordan played one game when he got called up, and he was pretty solid. He will be in our starting, maybe not in our starting rotation, but he might be a reliever for us next season. For other prospect-wise, we also got some good production from guys like Colvin and Valdez. So both those guys had 30-plus home runs, so very nice to see that. And then if we get to our other prospect in Gary Hara was playing pretty solid as well, hitting at 261. He's up to an 82 overall. So I think our team is developing in the right way. What's also actually pretty good though is Candelario, even though he's been a little bit injury prone, is we do have a good third baseman prospect in the system. So Candelario eventually could get replaced by him, which is a good thing. Just because Candelario has been a little bit injury prone the last 2 seasons, but he has been pretty good when he has played. Now I do have a few comments from Boomy's realistic rebounds that I'd like to go over. So he says handedness for starters doesn't matter much, or it doesn't matter, but for relievers you should have just more or slightly less, like 4 to 3 lefties to righties in your bullpen for the matchup game in baseball is crucial, which is true. So our pitching rotation, as you can see, has mostly righties, but now our bullpen is kind of good mix, I would say, with lefties and righties. But if it's all lefties and stuff like that, that's not a good thing, because you need to have a good matchup kind of thing. Because if it's late in the game and most of the team isn't good against left-handed pitchers, you want to throw in a left-handed pitcher probably, that type of thing. So yeah, it's a good mix right now. But in the system-wise, we have a lot of right-handed relievers. So we need to probably start finding some more left-handed relievers, I would assume. Boomy also says he would have moved Candelario to the 60-day injured list just to get an extra roster spot for both the 40-man and MLB roster. Now, I had no idea that that was the case, because I think I have AI's auto-adjust the injury problem. So I probably didn't see that. I could have put him on 60-day injured list, but I also didn't know that you get actually another spot for your 40-man roster and MLB roster. That's pretty neat. So hopefully we don't run into any injury troubles going into next season. But if so, I'm ready for that. We have actually some crazy depth, I just realized. Like, look at all this depth. Jeez. Yeah, we are primed to be in a pretty good team, I would say, next season. And also, Boomy does say about the injury thing, because I said, yeah, I think I have AI auto-adjust injuries and stuff like that. And he says, yeah, I get that. But if you press the button to advance on his name, you could change it in that way, and then you could have added a guy you might have wanted to give some run in the majors who may or may not be on the 40-man rosters. So if I would have actually looked, which I didn't look, I guess, I could have called up somebody that's not on the 40-man roster, and they could have played for him instead, but whatever. I missed that. Hopefully I don't miss any of that again, but I didn't realize that was what it said in the pop-up, because it probably did pop up with that. But anyways, let's sim through this postseason and see who ends up winning the World Series, see who ends up retiring, and then we will get to the off-season. So let's continue to simulate who is going to win the World Series. It's going to be the Nationals defeating the White Sox. Interesting. Let's take a look at who is on that Nationals team. Just for fun, they beat the White Sox in 6 games. But who is on the Nationals? Any former players? Probably not, but they have a really good pitching rotation. Like Castillo is really good, Alcantara, Kate, Montgomery, Rutledge, Sale, even Steven Strasburg's still there. Yeah, so pitching wise, they're really good. Relief pitcher wise, they have a really good reliever, makes sense. And then closing pitchers, they have Daniel Batista, who I could have drafted, I think, but I didn't. He's up to an 86 overall. Yeah, this guy's a really good closer. He is a very good and young player. And then also they have some good catchers, or actually okay catchers, I would say, but good depth, I would say. First baseman wise, they're pretty solid, at least with KJ Harrison. Second baseman wise, they're pretty good. Yeah, they look like a pretty good all-around team, especially with like Juan Soto being a 98. Jeez, yeah, that's a really good team. Makes sense why they won. Let's sim to the offseason now and see any of the retirements. I don't think we're going to lose anybody because we're a decently young team, but who knows, maybe somebody did. So no, we did not lose anybody, but those are the retirements in case any of you guys want to take a look at who retired. Some okay names in there, it seems like. And no inductees into the Hall of Fame. Okay, so now we got to get with our exclusive free agent signings. So Willie Castro, should we qualify him a 1-year deal? Or should we sign him long term? I think I might qualify him for 1 year because Garcia's an 80. Garcia's going to be an 80. I could give him a couple years though still. Let me take a look at the other ones. Victor Reyes. I could probably use Victor. Actually, I don't know if I really need Victor Reyes. Fulmer, I'm going to qualify. Actually, I don't want to qualify him because he's going to make way less. We could probably use Fulmer for 2 years. He's relatively cheap, so we'll get him for 2 years at like 7.7. Daniel Norris as well. I'm going to sign him up. He's a little bit older, but he doesn't want that much, so we're going to give him as well like 2 years at 8. Colin Poche is dropping off a bit. Like these older relievers, a lot of these guys I'm going to give contracts to, but I might flip them away at some point. Let's do a 1-year deal for Colin Poche. For now, 6.3. Nomar Mazara I'm going to let go of because I feel like I'm going to play Gary Harrow where Nomar Mazara was. Even though Mazara is a decent player, he's been kind of trending in the wrong direction the last few seasons. So I am going to let him walk. Not even going to qualify him. Victor Reyes, though. Do I need Victor Reyes? Let me take a look at what we got for our outfielders. So Packard's going to be in the MLB next year. Let me just move him to an MLB already. And Gary Harrow, I don't think I actually maybe I do because Mazara is going to leave. But Deathridge is pretty solid. Yeah, I think I'm going to still sign Reyes and stuff like that. Let's go with 1 year. He's going to want multiple years probably, so I'm going to actually qualify him, I think. And then Castro I could sign for multiple years for now. Yeah, I think I'm going to give Castro like a 3-year deal at 65. Do I want to give him an offer? It's relatively cheap. We have a lot of money. Might as well throw some money at some of these players. There you go. And yeah, we'll leave Mazara though, because like I said, Mazara we don't really need. Okay, let's sim to free agency 1, see if we get most of those guys. Let's stop simulating, see if we got most of them. Yeah, we did get them all. Good. So Mazara is going to be gone though, but that's okay. And now we got to select our 40-man roster as well as offer salary arbitration, and we got contracts. We got a lot of stuff to do this offseason. So, yeah, this might be a little bit of a long episode, but who do we need to add to our 40-man roster? I'm fine if any of those guys get claimed. We only have 1 spot available on our 40-man. So let's go to... Who's our worst player on our 40-man? George Veras, but he'll stay on there for now. I don't think any of these guys are exposable, really. What is... Let's see. How do you see if they're just on the... I don't think any of these guys could get claimed anyways, so I'm just going to leave that. I'm okay with like guys like Jose Appleton go. Dennis Tucker I don't think is eligible. Yeah, he's not eligible, which is good. I'm more concerned about our top prospects than anything. Vince Means is not eligible. Jonathan Johnson is eligible, but I don't think anybody's going to claim him because he's staying at a 69 overall, so... Cabrera, or Nunez. Yeah, I think the rest of these guys are going to, like, be fine, to be honest. So I don't think I'm going to add anybody else to our 40-man. I mean, I could... But I don't know who actually, I should add maybe Dennis Tucker to our 40-man. Just in case we want to see how he is next season in spring training and whatnot. So, I will add him to our 40-man roster. But pretty much everybody else could... Actually, wait. Diego Corona... It's not... Actually, he's on our 40-man, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't really think... Guys like Gerson Moreno might get claimed. Actually, no, Selby's not eligible. That's good. Same with Benjamin. Green is actually... Ooh. Joe Green needs to be added to our 40-man. Who do we want to let go of off our 40-man roster to put Joe Green? I should have put Joe Green there probably instead. I can remove Varys, I think. Yeah, he won't get claimed. But does he go through waivers, though, if I remove him? Yeah, he does go through waivers. Actually, I might put Cole Peterson on there. Yeah, I'm going to remove Cole Peterson. Because Cole Peterson's older and he's not been really much of anything. Because I do need to add Joe Green because he's one of our best reliever prospects, I guess you could say. So we will add him to our 40-man as well, and that should be good. Yeah, the rest of those guys I'm fine with getting claimed, I think. Now we get into salary arbitration. I think we want to bring back Aoki, but Bob Montez is going to get replaced by Garcia, so I'm going to let him walk. And then Joey Wentz, I think I am going to offer arbitration. What does he want for 1 year, though? If we go to 1 year deal... Actually, I could use him as a reliever long-term, maybe. Let's get him for like 2 years at 10. Actually, I can't get him for that low. He wants 10.4 a season. We will offer arbitration. Let's just offer the 1 year at 3.3. And an Aoki, I think I'll bring back as well for 1 year. Just because, Corona's not ready yet. And then we get our contract situation. We got a lot of contracts to dish out as well. 2 years at 1.2 is pretty good, but let's see if I get him for less. 870K. David Jordan definitely needs a contract. That's a good contract with me. Akil Baddoo. Yeah, he wants one-way deal, or 1 year. Well, not a 1 year deal, but he wants some major league contract, so I'm not going to give him that. Moreno, 1 year at 480K is good for me. We'll give him a little bit more. Selby needs a contract as well. Man, we have a lot of guys in the system. Actually, I don't need Eric Haase back, so we're going to let Eric Haase walk. Joe Green needs a contract. He might actually be in the MLB this season. Hirsch needs a contract. We'll just give pretty much everybody contracts that are like 70 plus in any... Oh, Eduardo Cortez wants a one-way deal? Or what? Or for 4 to 5 years, he wants 2.1. I could give him something around this. Yeah, I think that's affordable. I mean, I think he's going to be a decent second baseman option, and he's got good contact hitting, so... Like, he played 1 game already. Eames, we'll just sign... Actually, do I need to sign all these guys? Let me go to the bottom of this damn list. So, Yoder, it's 21, has potential. Ozuna, I think I'll let walk. Let's just go to the bottom and get the bottom of this done. Wait, Montevallo is how old? 25. I'll take Ozuna over him, probably. Robles. Waylon Wall. Pretty much anybody that's young, I re-sign always, and then anybody that I actually want to keep around, I sign too. Kiki McKenna is 22. Didn't want to go back. There's too much contracts in this damn game to hand out. Okay guys, so I realized at this point of the video, at around the 18-minute mark, this video started lagging a lot and it was very unwatchable. Like, you could hear my voice still properly, like perfectly clear, but like the video footage, it did not move at all. It was just like lagging in one spot and consistently stayed there for like 12 minutes. So I very much apologize for that. I don't know what the Elgato problems I've been having are, and it's kind of annoying. I don't know if it's because of the heat or what, because it's been pretty warm here lately, but I will show you guys our roster and all that stuff going into next season, or this season I should say, as well as the draft class and all that type of thing, just to get you guys caught up a little bit, because where it left off was the contracts in the off season, so you guys missed a lot of like the Rule 5 draft and all that. We did lose 2 players in the Rule 5 draft, and that was like Nolan Blackwood and Nick Ames, I think, so it wasn't anybody like huge. But yeah, I will show you guys our roster going into the season. But as you can see, we got some very solid depth, I would say, in terms of like our 40-man roster. Like, we have very good players all around in each position, so I think this team could do actually pretty good this season. For the most part, we do have a few guys on waivers because the AI decided to put Perez, File, and Waters all on waivers. So, and George Veras could play in the MLB maybe this year because he's got good contact hitting, but I don't know if he's going to stay up here. We might give him a shot even though he's only 66. And yeah, that's pretty much that. We do have a lot of pitchers at the moment, so I don't know what we're going to do with that. Like, we'll probably use Jordan as a reliever, is what I'm thinking. And then our pitching rotation would be the exact same as we had last year. To an extent, like if we go to our pitching rotation, I have it as Mize, Manning, or not Manning, Mize, McElroy, Martin, and Manning. A lot of M's, and then Scooble as the 5th guy. And in our relievers, we got Fulmer, Wentz, Jordan, Alexander, Poche, Norris. And setup-wise, Corona, and closing pitcher-wise, we have Aoki. So I think our bullpen looks actually pretty solid as well. I still have to set up like AA and AAA a little bit, but looks pretty good in terms of potential players. And then if we go to our lineups, this is what they have our lineup set up right now. We might readjust this based on what you guys think, but right now this is what we got. We got a lot of good depth, I would say, as well in terms of batting. So we could always readjust this. And then if we go to like AA and stuff like that, looks pretty solid. AAA, we have Luis Garcia down there. He could always get called up because I think I would rather him be up here than I think Robbie Harvey or what's his name, George Veras is still up here. So we could always call up Garcia instead. And yeah, that's pretty much that. Then we look at our depth chart for fun. You can see that we have a pretty balanced roster across every single position. So I'm pretty excited to see how we could actually simulate the season. And then if we go to like future years, looks like we're going to be a pretty good team for a long time. And then also Carmen Nunez, who we drafted, could be up to an 87 by 2031 potentially. So that's pretty nice. So yeah, we look like we have a pretty good team in place for the future as well. Then let's take a look at the draft class just quickly, because you guys would not have seen it just because of that glitch. But there seems to be a lot of starting pitchers. So we could always find one of these guys and use them as a reliever maybe. There's also some relievers, but not a whole lot. A lot of these guys are a little bit older, so they're probably not that great. Closing pitcher wise, there's some decent closers, but then you get into like catchers, first baseman wise, there's not really a whole lot. Like, the most intriguing piece is probably this guy to me, or maybe this guy, just because we do need potentially a second baseman prospect just behind Brujan or something. So maybe William Kim is something we could get after, unless he goes earlier, because we don't have that early of a pick, I don't think, this year, because we were 500 last year. And there's some outfielders and pretty much that. I think that's pretty much all I could show you guys at the moment. Let's take a look at the top prospects for fun. Luis Garcia's at number 8, David Jordan's at number 11, Dennis Tucker's at number 20, that's good to see. Rodrigo Messias is at number 26. It's also good to see. Riley Green's at 34. Carmen Nunez at 38. We have a lot of good prospects in Seattle, as well as kind of got a lot of prospects in the top 50, especially near the end. Interesting. So that is that. What I'm thinking for like the setup of our team, at least for this season, is probably Colvin would be more first baseman, and then we could probably use like Valdez as like a outfielder to an extent, maybe, because he does have, I think, yeah, he has a cannon of an arm, so he might be a good outfielder because he could play right field, it says. But yeah, I'm really excited just to see how guys like Valdez and Colvin play again, because both of those guys had like 30 plus home runs last year, so they should have pretty good seasons. And then I think guys like Brujan and stuff like that might have an okay season as well. Hopefully Candelario stays healthy this year. If he doesn't, though, at least Paradis should be okay. And there's Luis Garcia, who I think we should probably call up instead of having guys like Rob Morrow up here, because Rob Morrow should be more of a like AAA player, I would say, to an extent. But yeah, that's pretty much what our team looks like and everything going into this coming season. So I apologize about the problem I had in the video. I honestly don't know what the problem is, if it's because of the heat or if it's because, I don't know, maybe there's a lot of dust into like my Elgato, because my room gets a little bit dusty because I have hardwood floor in my room. So I don't know what the problem is, but hopefully I could resolve it soon, and hopefully we don't have a lot of technical problems again, because it's getting pretty annoying at this rate. So anyways, let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll see you guys next time.